Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite trucks. Actually, you know what, I'm going to go change it today. So this is the Azov 64131. This truck is honestly incredible. I just unlocked the different tires for it, so we're going to give those a shot. But if you guys have not driven this truck yet, or you're still trying to get this fucking game, man, just existing just explodes fences. Yeah, I'm a fucking Jedi. Come at me. If you're still in the start of the game, just kind of struggling to get through, this is definitely one of the trucks I would aim to get as I tip it over. I'm special, man. 10 out of 10 to start to the video. Not a bad way, right? Alright. Get out of there. There we go. Alright, so besides that, a little initial blunder. So what I was talking about with this truck. Oh yeah, so this truck's incredible. If you guys haven't, if you guys are just starting out this game, never played SnowRunner before or any of the previous series, the start of this game can be a little bit rough, I've noticed, just with the initial trucks they give you. They're not really that great, I'll be honest. If you guys can, definitely, I believe there is one of the trucks that you get very quickly that does have all-wheel drive and diff lock on it. It's one of the starter trucks in the first map that you encounter. Definitely go for that truck. It'll make your life a lot easier very quickly. Even if you have to sell the Scout, honestly, if you have to sell the Scout to find it or to get it, or you know, whatever you have to do, don't be afraid to sell vehicles to get the money to be able to buy new stuff. That's what I had to do to get this thing. I had to sell, I think, three or four vehicles just to get this thing. But this thing is well worth its cost in gold. I mean, this thing is absolutely incredible. Honestly, with the other tires it had on it, which are by no means mud tires in the slightest, this thing just kind of walks over whatever you want it to. In the starting zone, I did kind of. So there's going to be a pain for the front of this thing. In the starting zone, with this truck, I ran into zero issues. We just keep going straight here. I ran into zero issues with this truck. I mean, this truck will get you through darn near anything by itself. Any area that you throw at this thing, it'll just walk right through it really well. So remember, this thing obviously has a full load on its back. 2 pallets of cement. It's by no means light. But this truck, honestly, with or without a load, this thing drives identical. Like it drives the same exact way as it would fully loaded. So we're gonna go the easier way here. So obviously, I mean, you can see it's pretty decent mud, and it's just pushing right through. I mean, we're sitting in auto at 4 out of 4 gears, 4th gear obviously, and I mean, this thing just walks right through everything you could want it to. The only thing I do have an issue with is obviously this thing's a little top heavy. And I hate those trees. These branches are just absolutely ridiculous how they work. It's a little top heavy, so you can see here I kind of have to walk it up the hill a little bit to make sure the top of the vehicle stays, well, up. But I mean, it's just walking through everything. I mean, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. I love this truck. I've been using this truck for probably about, I want to say at least 75% of the game so far. Let me find random trees of God in the ground. But, yeah, I mean, I sold most of the starter trucks just to get this thing. And I really don't regret it in the slightest. There's a lot of other trucks in the game that are decent. But this truck, I think, is the most versatile with the bed being able to put in multitudes of different attachments, whereas a lot of the other vehicles, a lot of the bigger ones. So this is the only time we're gonna, I think, have a little bit of an issue is right here. Let's see if we can have it pull itself out without me needing a winch. All right, let's pull this puppy out. There we go. This thing just kind of handles anything that you throw at it. Let's see here, let's go up a little bit further to the right so we don't get stuck in that deep stuff. There we go. The rest of the way should be pretty easy, I would imagine. Truck does struggle a little bit with the front end dipping through the floor. There's a lot of other vehicles out there that actually kind of do it a lot worse, so this is actually kind of the best of both worlds. The only issue that I really have with this truck is it's not very high. You would think with a truck like this it wouldn't have any issues getting over stuff, but the suspension components on the bottom of this truck are fairly low to the ground. So any rocks, boulders, I think the biggest arch nemesis that I had to this truck was tree stumps. Tree stumps on this thing were fucking horrible. Especially if it got caught between the two dual wheels. Yeah, good luck getting it out. You would most definitely have to winch yourself out. So this thing just kind of moseys through all the dirt, mud, and you just can't stop this thing, really. Especially with the nicer tires that I have on it now with the mud tires, well, the all-terrain tires, I think they are. It really does not have any issues whatsoever. Another good thing about this truck is it doesn't have that high of a fuel consumption. You wouldn't think that fuel consumption would be that big of an issue, but trust me, it is. So, I do have another vehicle, one of the other bigger vehicles that, on average, it consumes probably 10 to 12 liters a minute, and it's got the same thing, 350-liter tank, and it goes very quickly. All right, so this is our first drop off. Now we're taking 2 wooden plank. And we're going to the factory, which is right here. So to do that, this would be the easy way. But I don't like taking the easy way. That's not fun. So we're going to go this way. And I know we can cut across here because I've had to do that before. If we have to take some people's houses out, we'll have to do that. So yeah, like I said, for people just starting out with this game, it's definitely, it's not very friendly at the beginning. It's definitely a little bit of a pain in the ass. Find yourself getting stuck a lot, and really kind of having to learn how to use the winch system, which is reasonably intuitive. If you just press F, it'll grab whatever it can, but it's not always the smartest. So here on these ones, so this area here, I like to keep it safe. And not only that, but so this is one of the biggest issues with this truck is these rocks. This thing absolutely detests these rocks. Didn't really need that winch. Just kind of, oh god, oh god. Get those wheels on the ground. There we go. So this is the final map, essentially. Not the final, but the final set of maps. This is the Russia area. And I have noticed, I haven't really been on Alaska too much. I just kind of did a shit ton of missions on Michigan and then came here. Still not done with Michigan, but getting very close. But this place is a lot harder. I deal with my truck falling over or tipping over a lot more here than I did in Michigan. Mud is a bigger issue here than in Michigan. Oh, alright, just slam the face of this thing into the fucking ground. There's just a lot more difficult terrain here to navigate. But besides this truck tipping over a lot, I mean, this thing really does a fantastic job. It doesn't struggle too much. Now, if I remember correctly, I went on the other side, but that wasn't really, it's not really a choice here. So we're just gonna try to YOLO it out. Nope, that tree's. Alright. So that way isn't gonna work. I wonder if I can go through there. I'm gonna take this guy's fence out in the process, but oh, and his sorry, farm, sorry. Oh, dude, I'm fucking this guy's shit all up. Oh man, oh god, oh, all right. So that wasn't the best idea. I've actually, wow, this thing is sitting low now. I've never actually damaged this truck that much before, but hold on. I think this thing actually has some repair on it. Yeah, it does. Okay, what can we fit? Okay, suspension. I have a wheel. Apparently that's all I have. Okay. Oh man, look at that wheel. Holy shit. I have never seen this truck do this before. This is the first time I've ever actually damaged this truck this much. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh god. Dude, that wheel doesn't even exist. It's still going. Dude, look at that tire. Oh my lord. I'm low riding now. Even all things considered, even with, you know, the amount of damage I just threw into this thing, it's still going through this mud like it's nothing. To see if we can complete this, actually, you know what, there's a repair truck in here. Ooh, nice, okay, we're good. I'm glad I brought this thing here. This poor thing beat the shit out of it. Alright, let's see if we can get the suspension working again. Alright, let's see. Oh, hold on, I have to actually hook it up. Alright. This poor suspension on this thing. Holy shit. Alright, now we can repair it. Oh, this poor thing. Let's get the suspension back up and running. Alright. She's good to go again. I'm just kind of leave this trailer here just in case stupidity happens like it just did. Alright. Alright, last leg of the trip. Alright, we're going all the way to the farm. So we're here now. And as much as I love putting this thing to the test, I do still like to avoid these areas. Because they're kind of a nightmare still. So we're going to go right here. And honestly, we could take this path. Be quicker. Alright, we'll take this path. That way. That way. And then here. Alright. Alright, now that our suspension's back up and running, we're not low riding a fucking $130,000 off-road truck. Oh, it goes through the mud even better. I mean, some of those things are just going to be unavoidable, I feel like. I'll be honest, I don't treat this thing very nicely. If me going through somebody's backyard has any point to that, but if you guys have never really tried this vehicle in this game, definitely pick it up. I mean, this thing is my workhorse, go-to vehicle that I always use for 90% of all the jobs that I do. Unless we have like a very long multiple load mission where we need to, you know, drop off like 4 different things to a place. I do have a one of the larger trucks for that I do pull a semi-trailer with. Oh Jesus! All right, took it like a champ. So that one definitely is like try to get as much done in one trip as possible, kind of a truck. It goes through gas a lot quicker. I know I mentioned that before, but like I said, this thing is sitting at oh my god, we're missing 4 wheels on the ground. Come on, there we go. I mean, average on this truck for fuel consumption is probably like 6 to 8. When I'm really gunning it, but the other truck average is probably like 10 to 12 at least. I've seen it go higher, so it's definitely not good from getting from one zone to another, which you do eventually have to deal with quite a bit. I experienced that in the Michigan map quite a few times. So this truck does, like I said, have the upgraded all-terrain tires. I just got level 11, and I'll be honest, they're making a big difference. But even with the regular tires on it, it still wasn't insane what that thing could crawl up. There's a couple of hills in the second Michigan map, I believe it is, second or third. And it just reminds me of a billy goat, honestly. Like it just goes, yeah. You just, as long as you can face the thing in a direction, it'll go up it. As long as there's not huge boulders or a shitload of mud in its way, like the deep watery mud stuff, it'll go right up a bit, right up it, and really not have any issues whatsoever. Just also, just so you guys know, I don't know, I know a lot of people probably use controllers for this game. I use the mouse and keyboard. As far as I'm concerned, mouse and keyboard on this game is perfectly fine. I think it works quite well. All the controls are very easy to understand. There's not really many controls to it. It's just honestly F for winch, W for go, and WASD. V is obviously our that, and then F is just kind of like the quick winch, which we may have to use on this section of road because this section of road is not friendly. This truck is very, very prone to tipping, especially around here. Also, its turn radius is absolute trash. I've never seen a truck that can't turn as much as this thing. You will find yourself doing a lot of like 3-point turns here. Alright, now if I remember correctly, we go up this way. Yes, we do. Once again, a lot of cambered, incorrectly turns, so the truck gets very close to high siding. Oh god. There you go, there's some flex for you. I mean, like I said before, this truck really, I mean, it's, I mean, I know I was supposed to go around there, but this thing just kind of goes wherever you point it to. Oh, God. Jesus. Come on. There we go. Get flat. Oh, shit. That hurt. The only thing that really scares me about this truck is these hills. It may not look that bad, but man, does it feel bad. Oh, God. Come on. These hills accompanied with these... Oh, Jesus. Okay, okay. Oh, God. Yeah, we don't even have wheels on the ground right now. Do we have anything to tie to? No, we don't. Alright. Try to get a little bit of a flatter approach because even if you get any one of those little rocks on that left side and it pushes it just a little bit past that point, it'll go right over. Like I said, this thing does not do well with poorly angled hills, I guess. So that's definitely one of the harder terrains right there, and I mean, as long as you watch kind of the lean angle of the vehicle, you can get there darn near anything with this thing. So these are the areas that I really don't like. It's just deep and disgusting. Oh, nope, not chancing that. Nope, nope, nope. So if you're ever going to get yourself into a sticky situation where you don't know if you're going to be able to get out of it, take a look around before you actually just yeet the truck into it. What I've noticed is the designers did tend to kind of actually put some trees and some of these power poles in very prime locations along these roads to kind of help you pull yourself out. So if you try to stick to those areas that they have those locations at, most of the time you'll be fine. As long as your winch is strong enough to pull you out. The winch on these bigger trucks is definitely a lot stronger than, for instance, like on the Scout. On the Scout, it's borderline useless. But on these bigger trucks, this is, I think, the medium winch, so it's just kind of middle tier, I guess you could say, and this thing will pull a building out of the ground, it feels like sometimes. So once again, these kind of negative camber turns are just not fun to deal with. Oh god. There we go. We made it! So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Like I said, this truck really is my workhorse. If I can suggest any truck to work towards at the start of the game, it's definitely this one. It's just a beast. I mean, fully active or 24/7 all-wheel drive as well as diff lock. I mean, it just makes this thing absolutely terrifying to any type of terrain. Most of it just doesn't really stand a chance. So if I can suggest any vehicle, it's definitely this guy. Boom! We got it. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, guys. That's the kind of view or the overview of that Azov. Got it. 64-131. It's a very good truck, very versatile. Like I said, it has all the different attachments on it. Makes a big difference. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to answer. Other than that, you guys have a great day.